This week, 10 with Ken goes on the road to Peterborough, Ontario, and the campus of Fleming College. I started the day with a presentation on artificial intelligence and the rapidly evolving labor market.
Intelligence anchor. This is my very first day in Xingwan's agency.
An automated kitchen that has been prototyped and demonstrated. Studies are saying 40, 50, 60% of existing jobs are going to be automated out of existence. The jobs that have been growing most are not those who require STEM skills. They are those that require social skills.
And then I sat down to talk with President Maureen Adamson about how higher ed has to evolve too.
It not only gets to the hard technical skills, but certainly those social skills that are so important these days. Not everything is technical. Students need to learn how to learn.
This week, Maureen Adamson on interdisciplinarity and soft skills for the AI future.
So this week we're at Fleming College and I'm speaking with the president, Maureen Adamson. Thanks for taking some time, Maureen.
Thanks for being here.
My pleasure. So, where did you want to start?
I'd like to start what you think the biggest challenges for a place like Fleming is.
Oh, you're going to ask me questions?
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for this.
And I'll tell you what I think.
Wow. That'll be good, okay.
Okay.
So I think the biggest challenges for a college in Ontario are the rapidly changing labor market. We keep hearing the same statistics, 40, 50, 60%, depending on the study, of kids in elementary school today will be working in jobs that don't exist yet. The unpredictability of workforce needs. Automation and artificial intelligence are doing some pretty dynamic things to the future of work. And declining government funding on a per student basis. We've been educating more and more students, and we've been doing so with a little less per student every year since about 2007. I mean, I think those are all fairly big challenges for colleges.
So in terms of Fleming, we have some gems here that I think start to tackle some of those issues. One of the best things that we have at Fleming is our Kawartha Trades and Technology Centre.
Where we are.
Yes. 87,000 square feet. It does have a multidisciplinary approach to teaching where we have plumbers, carpenters, electricians all together building a house and tearing down a house. So it not only gets to the hard technical skills, but certainly those social skills that are so important these days.
Yeah, the idea that they can work together across several floors in a simulated environment, really, and work together across teams. And in healthcare, that's critically important. The whole interprofessional health delivery and training is one of those places where we're seeing the growth. And I think as AI advances in more narrow ways, every human being is going to need to be interdisciplinary in order to truly add value to what the narrow discipline-specific technologies start to deliver more and more autonomously.
Correct.
AI will do the grunt work, like analyzing radiography scans of cancer, but human beings will wrap around that AI to deliver the bad news to the patient, to help them work through their feelings about it. How do we prepare our students for the future then? That we want to make sure they are capable at interpersonal skills and that they are capable at creative and strategic thinking to be prepared.
But I think, what your talk also inspired, Ken, is the fact that students need to learn how to learn. It is not a one-size-fits-all. I was particularly struck by the data of what employers think.
Are Canada's youth adequately prepared for the workforce? 80% said yes, we're doing an adequate job preparing them. But the students were only half that sure. About 44% said yes, we're being adequately prepared. And among employers, there was even less optimism. It was about 34%.
And so we've got a gap to fill. And I think for Fleming, that gap is really around how we are teaching our students to learn and continue to learn through experience and so on. And I think especially as it relates to the older student. Some of my early conversations with industry leaders here in the Peterborough area, like the steelworks that's happening here, Siemens is happening here. We've lost lots of manufacturing in Peterborough, but we've gained other things that are right along that trajectory that you talk about so eloquently, Ken. And I think the more we can sit down and listen to our industry partners, what is the kind of student that they need, what are they looking for, and start to, I would offer, create programs in a more design thinking fashion. That's going to be a culture shift for Fleming. So we have to, that's not going to happen overnight, and that's going to take a lot of investment in our people.
I think some of this is about more holistically preparing the student for work in a collaborative setting. That it's too easy to focus narrowly on the technical skills or on the academic training. I suspect the reason employers are saying that young people are not arriving in the workforce prepared, I think employers have in mind a lot of the soft skills, a lot of the interpersonal skills, the work skills that we used to be able to take for granted because young people used to get part-time jobs, summer jobs. They had work experience tenfold more than they have today. Today, paper routes are done by senior citizens and working at the drive-thru at a fast food restaurant. All those first jobs that young people had, that I had as a young person, are not really available anymore. So young people are arriving at post-secondary without any work experience to speak of. And then when they graduate, employers are saying they're not really workforce ready not because of the lack of technical skill, but because of that sort of broader, holistic preparation for how to work together with people in a business environment. So I don't know how we, other than experiential learning opportunities, collaborative, active learning, problem-based learning, getting students to work together in order to learn. And I think we're on the track here to get away from a more traditional approach to teaching to a more experiential approach to collaborative, co-creating knowledge that prepares the students better for work in the workplace.
And here at Fleming, we appreciate that not everything is technical, and that there has to be some arts sprinkled into your day so that you're using both sides of your brain.
As Scott Hartley says in a book subtitled "Why the Liberal Arts Will Rule the Digital World," he argues the solution is to become more human, not less, as we move forward.
And we try to integrate that, frankly, into many, many, many of our courses. And I think also we need to look to other jurisdictions like Germany. Germany has an amazing iterative process to produce their students, working with industry. It's a dual credit system. We have a couple of those programs here at Fleming, but I think it's an area that we'll certainly need to leverage and enhance for the future student.
We have a world of higher ed innovations and bright ideas to bring you in the weeks ahead. Next week, my conversation with Maureen Adamson turns to diversity and equity.
So you were once Deputy Minister responsible for the status of women in Ontario.
So we've got a lot of work to do.
To be sure you don't miss a thing, take a moment now to subscribe. And thanks for watching.
How bad was that noise going by that time?
It wasn't great.
We just have to live with it.
Sometimes,
We got.
there's stuff
I don't know how
going
much
on.
of that you can see, but
Quite a bit,
there's
actually.
cool
You'd be
stuff going
surprised.
on back
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Was I right in my guess about the challenges? Or